We used to get water in 5-gallon jerry cans. We still do that sometimes. We kept them on the boat. They're in one of the lazarettes. But it's so much trouble to lift them up and down off the boat that we decided to use a rain barrel that is a foldable plastic rain barrel. So we get 50 gallons at a time and we pump it into the boat. It's just a lot easier. But we keep the 5-gallon jerry cans in case we get to a place where we can't fill up 50 gallons at a time. And we also filter the water if it's coming from a water source that we don't know. We've been talking about getting a water maker, but we did some calculations on how many gallons of water we could buy for the cost of a water maker. And it's cheaper to buy water, even at 50 cents a gallon. So if a typical water maker is $3,000, that means that we need 6,000 gallons of water at 50 cents a gallon before it equals that. And since we drink about 4 to 5 gallons a day, this comes out to 1,500 days or 4 years. So we can buy water for 4 years for the price of a water maker. So water makers are not about saving money, they're about the convenience of not having to worry about where you get your water. Right. We're going to pump out some of the water in our unit. It rained last night. We got a little bit out of the green bucket off our bimini, but not a whole lot. We have a water filter that we use to filter water coming from the dinghy. If it rains a lot, we'll fill the dinghy with water and pump that fresh water into the boat. But we pump it through a little filter before we put it in that case. We don't want any dirt from the bottom of the dinghy and our feet getting in the water. We also filter the water if it's coming from a water source that we don't know.
But if we're cruising correctly, we will stop at general population centers that have potable water.
We thought we had potable water in San Salvador, and we got brackish water. We couldn't drink it, which is one of the reasons that you always put water in separate tanks. So you don't want to just like fill all your water at one time unless you know for sure the water's good. They told us it was good. We filled our tank with it. It was bad. We keep our drinking water in a separate tank from all of our regular water. This pump pumps it out of a little 3-gallon tank that we have under the sink. But to fill that 3-gallon tank, we had to devise some cute way to do it. This fitting here used to be for a soap pump, and we used it to run a hose up so that I can fill the tank, to fill a 3-gallon tank. What this does is it allows me to see an air bubble so I can not overfill as we're pouring water in, and then we put a funnel in. We filter our water and fill these little bottles with them, and then we fill our 3-gallon tank. If you look down here, you can see the sight gauge. We can tell how fast to fill it up so that it doesn't overflow and so that it doesn't come up the tube and get all over the countertop. We want a hand pump so that if we don't have power, we can still get to our water. Or if the water pressure pump doesn't work, we can still get to drinking water.
Or if there's a problem with the hot water tank or a line to the hot water tank,
we can still get drinking water.
We can still have water, because that can affect water pressure of water.
Under the sink, there's a 2-way valve, so I can pull it out of our drinking water tank, or I can switch the valve and pull it out of our main tanks as well. Additionally, if I move the valve, again, I can pump salt water.
If you like the video you've just seen and you would like to see more, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm going to go get another jar.
And I am going to check and see how much water we have in the tank. It has to be checked visually because we have room for about another ½ gallon maybe. Stop.
Back up or zoom forward, 1 to 2.
You want to see the pump.
Okay.
Stephen, you might want to explain why it's a hand pump.
Morning, fam. But we pump it through a little chart. In fact, let me do some of that math real quick. At least offline. We've been talking about getting a water maker, but we did some calculations on how many gallons of water we could buy for the cost of a water maker, and it's cheaper to buy water even at 50 cents a gallon.